I'm Tom Bassel, and I'm wide awake. And we are glad to have you with us today. If for some reason you were watching this live about 10 minutes ago, we've restarted. If you weren't, then this is only the first time we've ever done this, right?
I'm here too. Hi, I'm Bernzy Garcia.
Welcome to the show. All right. Today is VirtualCon. It is day 2 of VirtualCon. I got my t-shirt here because I'm wearing mine tomorrow. I've been told wash does not happen very often in our house. So today I'm wearing my Father's Day gift that says, I don't need Google. My daughter knows everything. So that's how that works. Hey, folks, we're glad you're here. You can still sign up for VirtualCon. I mean, there's tons of online gaming. People are having fun. In fact, as soon as Board Game Breakfast is over, I will jump to that. And I was going to have a shorter Board Game Breakfast today, and we started late. So we need to get going. But before we go into the rest...
on time. Other things happened.
That's true. Anyhow, so let me see. We are going to be... I'm just checking to make sure people can hear it. Yep. Okay, great. We're going to be also next week doing a Summer Spectacular. I just posted the schedule for that. There is a ton of stuff there that you'll be able to play and see and do. Or some of it you'll play along with us. Some of it you'll be able to watch with us. There's a lot going on there. But you just go to our website for a link to that, or go to Facebook, any of our Facebook groups. They all have links to it. On our guild at Board Game Geek is where the schedule actually is. So that's exciting. We're excited. We got stuff to talk about today. Let's start with the news. All right. So starting with the news, first of all, some of you may have been getting smartphone in the mail coming from its Kickstarter. I looked at it. Much bigger and cooler than the original smartphone, the new Dice Tower Essential one. And we're pleased to announce that Aquatica is the next game in the Dice Tower Essentials line, also from these folks. And while Z has...
for real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, I know. Z has not played smartphone, I don't think, but I know you played Aquatica.
Yeah,
and you like that game.
I'm getting a copy, Mr. Bassel.
If you're good, clean your room. And Santa might bring, Santa could bring it because it's going to come out October 2020.
All right.
And there will be limited copies available during the virtual Gen Con in a few weeks. So you can fight for those copies. I'm looking forward to seeing that out. And I know that there'll be cool stuff coming for that. All right. My City. This was the legacy game and nominee for the Spiel des Jahres. This will be released this July as a timed Barnes & Noble's exclusive. It will then eventually go in other places. I'm not sure how long, October. But if you want to get it earlier than everyone else, you can go to one of two places, Barnes & Noble's or the extremely overpriced people who scalp it and sell it on eBay. Honestly, no game is worth those kind of scalping prices. Just either get it at Barnes & Noble's or wait till it comes out in October.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
We'll be playing and reviewing this soon. It hasn't shown up yet, but I know it's in the mail.
Oh, okay.
Catapult Castle. This is from Imperial Publishing. You are going to lay out a field of castles on a mat, draw a hand of cards, and you will use an actual real catapult to launch stuff. Weren't we just talking about crossbows and catapults?
Yeah, I mentioned it as for some reason, I threw it out there in my usual sort of just spill forth of stupidity.
Yeah, so it has mats, castles, cards, pieces of ammos, and a catapult with this game. So it's coming into game stores in the second half of 2020.
That dude's beard is righteous. It's like the combination beard/acorn. Look at that.
That's true. Maybe he's wearing a beard net.
He's going from the catapult shooting right to cooking.
He just showed up from his shift at McDonald's. He's like, all right, let's do this thing. Like, you don't need to wear that. Nah, I'm just used to it now. All right.
I didn't even notice it.
All right, we got some more information on the Stefan Feld City Collection from Queen.
Ooh.
So far, they've shown that the boxes will show a skyline of famous buildings from all the locations. And they're showing the silhouette of the first building. Can we guess what city it represents? The answer to that question was no. Maybe they did. I know that they're trying to build up all this buzz about this, but it's hard for me to get excited about this till I know more about it. Just because it's based on a famous city and a building makes it a normal Euro game. That's
Well,
not
I
like
know,
a big
but
surprise.
this is like drum up excitement Eurogame style. You know what I mean? What else are they gonna do? Oh, now it's like we're reprinting Bruges with miniatures. It's like no, it's just
Yeah, but
so.
I'll tell you what, if you're not a completionist, this might bug you some, or if you are a completionist, the fact that they're doing this, if you don't like one of these games, your skyline's going to be completely out of order.
And you know that one of the games in the middle somewhere is going to be hot garbage.
Oh, and some of
that's
these
how you do it.
Some of these are going to be older games, they said. So
yeah, reprint and new games, right?
So someone said maybe Macau will be one of them. That's possible.
People are thinking maybe Bruges, maybe Macau, maybe Bora Bora.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know.
I just think it's like, it would make sense for one of the middle numbers to just be some new game that is not that popular. It's not that they will do it on purpose. It's likely to happen. And then everybody will own that one just so the thing looks complete, even though that game's not going to be good. Oh, Feld, I'm on to you, buddy.
That's right. All right. Hot Zone North America is out. I know it is because I saw it at Target.
What?
Stores. That's right.
You don't tell nobody.
I have the copy. What are you talking about?
I don't have a copy. Give it back
true.
to you.
We put it in the Dice Tower library.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want, you can actually print and play the game and play it, though.
Oh.
And if you don't want to go to Target, once again, and end of July, it will be available in other places. So.
That's cool. And they have what? Jaws of the Lion is there now as well?
Oh, tons of games. Also, the very popular Bye, Felicia. What are you laughing about, man? It's in the studio. It's on your desk.
Yeah, I know. It's on my desk, right?
All right. Lewis and Clark. There's a new version of that coming from Ludonaut with new artwork and some changes from what I understand, but not a ton.
Yeah, I was reading about these. They changed one main thing. It sounds like they cleaned up some of the characters to make them a little more straightforward, I guess. And then they cleaned up one main thing, which people found, I guess, problematic. And that was, when you're sailing down the river and you have to rest, set up camp, you move backwards. People had a problem with that, I guess, because thematically it didn't make sense. So now instead, when you camp, if you're wasting time, you just get these time tokens, and then you need to burn through them before you actually start moving forward again. But you stay where you are. So, it's a tiny change. This is definitely more for people who didn't get it the first time than necessarily to kick it up, the one you've got. I'm not going to worry about it.
Ludonaut also has announced a new game from the same designer called Lost Explorers. It's supposed to be this seems like a fairly light game, 35 minutes. It's a weird number. And they've announced Discovery of a Lost World. They leave clues around, but you're moving around trying to figure things out. It looks really light, honestly.
Yeah. All right.
That's okay. That doesn't mean it's bad. I like how the cover looks.
I do too.
The name is kind of, but
Yeah, it's the game's gonna get lost just because of that name. I'll forget what it's called, once it's out of sight. But yeah, it looks neat. Give it a go.
And that, folks, is all the news. So let's jump over to Kickstarter or War Games.
Hello, fellow gamers. I'm sure that all of you are getting real weird being cooped up inside, and I have to say that I have also been real weird being cooped inside. I mean, looking at the various ways to entertain myself, things are getting a little strange, I'd say. Featured this week, we have Intrepid by Uproarious Games that takes 1 to 4 unique astronauts and jettisons them into a perilous space station for 60 to 90 minutes, as players will be utilizing their unique engines to cooperatively problem solve their space station disaster before it is too late in this intensely creative dice placement game that starts at $60. Now, speaking of disastrous adventures happening, Role Player Adventure from Thunderworks Games brings 1 to 4 tavern-dwelling adventures looking for a good time, as you'll be tasked with fighting baddies with dice rolls, picking locks, collecting familiars to help you during battle, and of course, making poor narrative-changing decisions that impact your campaign for 90 to 150 minutes in this push-your-luck RPG-style board game that introduces players to the thematic RPG world in a whole new way. This adventure starts at $100. Next up is Canopy from Weird City Games that takes two hard-working deities looking to build their best rainforest ecosystem and pits them against each other in a botanical showdown for 30 minutes, as players will be drafting plants, trees, local wildlife, and even weather conditions to present the most beautiful and ecologically balanced rainforest there is in this eco-friendly game that starts at $19. And lastly, we have In Too Deep by Burnt Island Games, which preys upon 1 to 4 cybernetic criminals, or should I say undercover operatives, looking to gather intel to take down the syndicate for 90 minutes, as players are transported into the minds of criminals using hand management, pick up and deliver, and set collection to take down this ruthless organization while fighting not to become corrupt themselves. Going in too deep on this game will cost you $49. Thanks so much for joining me this week. If you want to know more about any of the Kickstarters that you saw here today, then join me at gloryhound.com, as we will talk about all of these Kickstarters in depth and if we would back them or not. It is a live show, so our audience is in full participation as we talk about these games. So if you want to join us, check us out. Other than that, I will see you all next week.
79 years ago, June 22nd, 1941. What happened? Germany invades Russia. Come on, yeah. What are you talking about? If you could just shut up and listen sometimes, I told you. The Germans attacked with the biggest invasion ever. With 3.8 million men, 4,000 tanks, 6,000 airplanes, and 600,000 horses. Horses! What'd I say before? How many games do I have of Operation Barbarossa? 2. Conflict of Heroes by Academy Games, Awakening the Bear, Operation Barbarossa 1941. Awesome game, plays solo great. And Ostkrieg, a game by Michael Ledford and Gregory M. Smith, and Ostkrieg means the East War. Why? Well, it's huge. I can't wrap my head around everything that's going on, but there are hundreds and thousands of battles that we're going to take a look at that happened because of Operation Barbarossa. Now, Awakening the Bear does that, fights little battles in Operation Barbarossa. Some Barbarossa games is just a full baranging. And then their other game in the Conflicts of Heroes series called Storms of Steel, Academy Games goes in depth into the Battle of Kursk and the Battle of Kharkov with the Grossdeutschland Panzer Grenadier Division. The what? The Grossdeutschland Panzer Grenadier Division. And talking about the Grossdeutschland Panzer Grenadier Division, the what? The Grossdeutschland Panzer Grenadier Division. GMT has a game out just called The Battle for Kharkov with the Grossdeutschland Panzer Grenadier Division. The what? Collins Epic War Games has a World War II tactical card game that plays in 30 minutes for 2 people called Spearpoint 1943, The Eastern Front, Russia, Ostkrieg. And Flying Pig Games has their own Battle of Kursk. And I forgot about a game called No Retreat with a low counter count. What? This is a game designed by Kyle Parazzini, takes on the whole shebang. Barbarossa, that is. And talking about detail, Lock and Load Publishing with the Heroes of the Motherland. That's the whole Barbarossa, but in little scenarios here and there. And even within that scenario, they go in depth in the Battle of Prokhorovka. The what? They even have Rattenkrieg battles. The what? That's battles in the sewer. They were fighting for their lives. There's even a battle for just one house called Pavlov's House. Designed by Dave Thompson and published by DVG. And if you want to learn about Barbarossa in games, there's a million. Ciao!
It's time for the People Bernzy Garcia. Are you ready, everybody?
I'm about to crush it.
All right, my question today. We'll just get started here. Z, are you ready for Virtual Gaming Con?
Yes.
All right, Z wins.
That's it?
All right. Yep, that's it. Sorry, folks. I know that you're looking forward to the games, but we did a game show yesterday, which you can go watch, and we do need to keep moving along. But Z's game is still on, and that will be coming right after these contributors.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, well, today we're talking about Starlink. This is a new party game from Blue Orange.
This game is really interesting. So you draw a card and you get 2 words on it, and you get to choose what you want to draw on this huge circle star board. But the catch is, whatever you draw, you have to connect it star to star. You can't just draw whatever you want, however you want.
Yeah, so it's going to end up looking like, constellations. And, man, when it's all said and done, this board looks amazing. It's so cool. Every single time you play, the end game result is picture-worthy. Even if it's, weird stuff, it still looks picture-worthy.
Yeah, and the way that you guess in this game is pretty fun, too. When you guess, if you get it wrong, you cannot guess again until at least one other person has guessed what the drawer is drawing.
Yeah, that really takes away some of the chaos of a game like, let's say, a Pictionary.
Yeah.
And everything has to be more thoughtful and more methodical, both in the drawing and in the guessing. So yeah, speaking of Pictionary, if you have a family that likes to get together at holidays or whatever and play, games like Pictionary, I would suggest introducing Starlink into the mix. This is Pictionary plus, and that's not that's hard to do, but at the same time, this is super fun. This is coming with me to all family gatherings from here on out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a great family weight game that, like Ryan said, would be perfect to bring to any family gathering, especially if they like to play games anyway.
All right, everybody, if you want to hear our full thoughts, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, everybody, this is Ryan and Bethany, hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Josh Yax, and one of the most important things in board gaming for my own personal enjoyment is thematic integration. Today I'm going to show you a very clever bit of theming from Expedition Northwest Passage, which was designed by Yves Torigny and published by Matago. The solar disk on the solar arch that encircles the map represents the changing of the seasons and is one of the more clever mechanisms I've seen in any game. As the players race their ships from Greenland to the Northwest Passage and back, their exploration of the seas reveals water passages and regions of ice. However, every part of the board from the cold half of the sun disk and north is considered to be completely frozen, indicating that even the water areas have turned into pack ice and are no longer passable to ships. At the end of each game round, the solar disk will rotate one space around the solar arch, causing more freezing in the cold season and gradual thawing as the weather warms up. This simple mechanism not only adds to the simulation of the gameplay, it also leads to some very important strategic considerations for the players. Unless you're going to attempt to skirt along the very southernmost portion of the map that never freezes, at some point you're going to have to allow your ship to freeze in for a while and set out in your sled. But how many of your crew members are you going to move to the sled? Your crew represents the number of actions you can do in a turn. So if you move everyone to the sled, you'll be able to move it quickly, but your ship will remain immovable even after the ice thaws. So, do you leave 1 or 2 of your crew members behind who can't do much until the thaw comes? Or do you carefully plan the route and timing of your sled to get back to the ship before your sled gets stranded on an ice floe? As you can see, a lot has been accomplished with this one brilliant solar disk mechanism. I look forward to talking to you again about a clever bit of thematic integration from another game. Until next time, you can find me as Josh Yax on YouTube and Facebook. Cheers!
Johnny, you want to play Blood Rage?
What?
You want to play Blood Rage?
Can we do chai first?
Sure, I'll make some tea. Okay, Jonna, I got the tea ready.
Where were you?
I was making tea.
Why are you making tea?
I thought we were playing Blood Rage.
I thought we were playing chai.
I thought I was making tea.
We were playing chai. I said I wanted to play some chai.
You said you wanted chai, so I made tea.
No, I I wanted to play chai.
I thought I was making tea. Oh, I did make tea.
All right.
Welcome,
All right,
everyone.
folks, hang on. So here at the studio, the power just went out. I don't know why, and that's actually not quite good for many things. Now, because we have battery backups for everything, our internet is still on, and oh, yes, okay. There's that, but I'm going to be in the dark here for a while because the lights don't actually. So, all right, we've opened up and let the natural sunlight in, and I'm using my phone flashlight. This has been a day of production, but I don't know why our power went out. So, if you can, we'll get Kenny on the horn on that, like ASAP. Anyhow, Z, go ahead and give me your game. Oh my word!
Nice power after dark, apparently.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. All right. Let's do it. We're going to be playing Mastermind 10 for 10. I'm going to give you the first 5 games randomly out of 10, spun up on a wheel here, Tom. Once I've done that, you just go ahead and arrange them however you want to and put them into the Mastermind machine. If you don't know how to play Mastermind, where have you been? This is similar to that. Here we go.
Oh, and by the way, folks, I'm stopping looking at the chat at this point because this one I got to do on my own.
All right. First choice is Codenames Duet.
Okay. Codename,
All right.
a 2-player cooperative game.
Second choice is Mafia de Cuba.
That's like for those who haven't played that one, that's like a social deduction game. You pass around a cigar box and put chips in and they're out of it.
Third choice is Exit the Game.
This is the deduction one. No, I mean this is the puzzle room game, not Exit.
Correct. Exit the Game. Yeah, the puzzle,
Okay.
the exit room ones. Okay. Next, 2 Rooms and a Boom.
2 rooms and a boom. That's another social deduction game.
And lastly, a fake artist goes to New York.
And that is kind of a mix of social deduction and drawing pictures.
All right, Tom. So I would like you to arrange these however you want to, these 5, and then I'll tell you which ones are correct and which ones
you know
are
what?
not
See,
correct.
I'm just going to leave them in that order. That makes it easier, right? So
okay,
I'll
you
put
need to repeat it back to me then.
Codenames Duel is first.
Okay.
And then Duet, sorry, not Duel. Duet. And then Mafia de Cuba. And then Exit the Game. And then 2 Rooms and a Boom. And then a fake artist goes to New York. And I just realized that with the power going out, my mic here is not working, or probably my camera. So I'm using the camera on my thing here, but I can fix that probably.
So out of all those you just said,
Yeah, maybe I should mess with it. How's my sound? Is my sound okay?
to me, but I don't know
Okay. All right.
that. Okay, out of everything you just turned in, then 3 are in, 2 are in the right spot of those 3.
2 are on the right spot, and 1 is correct but in the wrong spot.
That is right. So now we have these chips. You're gonna jettison one of these. Pick one to jettison.
I'm going to jettison exit the game.
All right. That's 1 chip down. This is how many you I gave you 10 here to try to solve this thing. And then I'm going to give you the next choice. So exit is going to be out. And your next game is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. You can rearrange these now.
Okay, so I'm going to put... Okay, so the first one is going to be Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Then my second one is going to be 2 Rooms and a Boom. No. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to put Codenames Duet as my first one.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put Mafia de Cuba as my second one.
Okay.
So same as the last one. Then I'm going to put in Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put A Fake Artist.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put 2 Rooms and a Boom.
Okay. You've got, Tom, 3 that should be in and none of them in the correct spot.
Excellent. All right.
All right. Which one would you like to jettison?
I'm going to jettison... this is tricky. I'm going to jettison the one I can bring one back in if I want to at any point, I'm assuming?
Sure, of course.
So how would I do that then? Do I just say instead of taking a random new one, I'm going to bring back in one I already did?
Sure.
Okay. But I'm not going to do that now. But I'm going to jettison Deception.
All right. Deception is out. That's another chip down. And your new choice is going to be, you've got 4 entries left that you're not aware of. Istanbul, the dice game, is your new one.
Istanbul, the dice game. All right. I'm not super pleased with that one. All righty. So I'm going to put Mafia de Cuba as my first one.
Okay.
For my... No, wait. I'm sorry. Yes. For my second one, I'm going to put Codenames.
Okay.
For my third one, I'm going to put Istanbul.
Okay.
For my fourth one, I'm going to put 2 Rooms and a Boom.
Okay.
And for the fifth one, I'm going to put A Fake Artist Goes to New York.
All right. Tom, you have 3 that are correct. 2 are in the right spot.
So the same as the first time in. All right, I'm going to jettison Codenames.
All right, jettison Codenames, and you want a new entry? I'm assuming?
Yes, please.
All right, your new entry, Tom, is Clue, the Great Museum Caper.
Ooh, that's a great game. Clue, the Museum Caper.
The Great Museum Caper, yes.
And which one did I just jettison? I just jettisoned...
Codenames, you said was out.
Codenames. All right, here's what I got. So the first one's going to be Clue, the Museum Caper.
Okay.
Second will be Istanbul, the dice game.
Okay.
Third will be Mafia de Cuba.
Okay.
Fourth will be 2 Rooms and a Boom. And the fifth will be A Fake Artist Goes to New York.
All right, Tom, you have 3 that are correct, and all 3 are in the right spot.
All right. If I had to guess at this point, just going by the things I'm getting, I'm guessing it has something to do with player count, but I don't know though, but that would be my guess. I'm gonna drop Istanbul.
Okay, and you're gonna get a new one. There are 2 choices left over here. Because of the way this is working out, you know that both of these choices then would be in, right? So this
yes,
next
because
one,
there's no duplicates.
right? Letter jam.
All right. I already got my order done. Number 1. Everything is the same as last time, actually, except I'm sticking letter jam where Istanbul was. So Clue the Museum Caper first, then letter jam, then Mafia de Cuba, then 2 Rooms and a Boom, then A Fake Artist Goes to New York.
All right, Tom, that is, and I forgot to remove one of these. That's 4 that are correct, 4 in the right place, which means the last one that I have not given you will be the last one.
And it will be in the right place.
And it will be in the first spot, the right place.
Well, let's
and
just do it anyway. What is it?
That game is Coup.
All right.
Okay, you are down to 5 of these chips. You've burned through 5. You've got 5 left. You know what the games are that are in. You know what the games are that are out. Now you're going to figure out 2 things.
What's the new game?
Coup.
Coup. Got it. Okay.
You have this to figure out 2 things. The first one, why are the ones that are out? And secondly, why are the ones that are in arranged thusly? Okay?
Well, I think the second one is max player count. As for the first one, that's trickier because they're all games where you have to figure things out. And I would have said deduction, but that Deception Burner in Hong Kong would be in for Istanbul dice game. I don't even know what that one is. But see, Istanbul throws me off too, because then I would have gone by box size. But Istanbul, the dice game's pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Clue the Museum Caper, that's an old game.
By the way, for each of these, you got to guess for both sides.
Board. Okay, I'm going to guess.
Okay, the ones that are out, why are they out?
Well, I need to figure out what they are. So there's Exit the Game. There is Clue the Museum Caper. There is Istanbul the Dice Game. There is... what are the other ones? Codenames Duet.
Hmm?
And there are... what is the other one that's out?
Deception. Murder in Hong Kong.
Deception's the one that throws me off. See, because I can find ways to group the other 4 together pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm wrong with Deception, so I'm going to make a weird one. I'm going to say that the ones that are thrown out can be played with only 2.
Okay.
And then the order that they're in is based on max player count.
Okay, both of those things are wrong. Okay, so that's 1 down. You've got another go at it. I'm not seeing any audience taking guesses as to why the ones that are in or out. I'm not sure if my comments are frozen or not, but. Da-da-da. All right, go ahead, Tom. Any other clues you can think of?
This is a tough one here.
You might want to look at the games themselves, the way they are, what they are titled.
I know. It's a. Okay, the ones that are out.
Mm-hmm.
Are out because they're part of a larger universe of games. Again, that doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm saying it. And then the ones that are in order are there by number of words in the name.
One of those 2 things is right.
Yeah, it's the second one. I know I got that right.
Yes.
All right.
Excuse me. The titles in are arranged by the number of words in the title.
Since I haven't typed that in front of me, I could see that. Even though I did write A Fake Artist, and I've never called it anything but Fake Artist.
Yes.
The other ones are out. I'm going to say, I got it now. They have a colon in them.
That's right. They all have a colon in them. Okay, you did it, Tom. You have 2 chips left out of 10, which means your score is an 80% or a 20%. Both are terrible, but you did well. I'm proud of you.
I'm happy with
And
80.
in the dark, mind you.
Yeah, it looks like this is like a solid thing. I don't know what the problem is, but we'll check on it while you watch these contributors. Here we go.
All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna Maria from Girls Gameshelf, and I hope your week is going super well. I'm glad after a couple of weeks hiatus to be back to visit with y'all. So I've noticed that our online game group has been growing by leaps and bounds over the last couple of months. And in particular, something we're noticing is that some players come in with lots and lots of experience, and some of the folks that are starting to join us now really just kind of want to hang out and don't have a ton of experience playing games. So we're kind of starting to fall back on something that we use a lot when we have large party groups at the house, which is party word games. These serve a dual purpose in that they're accessible to a whole range of players and play styles and play types and player experience, as well as just kind of getting the party hype. Everybody gets together, you get excited, someone guesses a word, someone gets it wrong. By the time the group starts to break apart in order to play individual games, everybody's in high spirits and the evening really starts off on a good point. So I wanted to share with y'all a few of my favorites for playing with larger groups. First up is Decrypto. This one has a little spy versus spy element to it where teams are facing off against each other, not only to try and figure out what words they have as their code, but to figure out what the other team is trying to solve at the same time. I think it's fun because it not only has this little bit of, oh, we're all a team and we're trying to get inside each other's head just a little bit, but also trying to suss out what the other team happens to be doing at the same time adds an extra little twist. Next up is Telestrations, which is kind of like if Telephone and Pictionary had a baby. So in this one, you start with a word, you draw a picture, pass it to the next person, and they have to determine what your word was based on what you've drawn. So it's not entirely just a word game, but by the end of the game, seeing what words came up through the stages is absolutely hysterical and absolutely brings up like that hype that the party needs. And last but not least is Just One. In this game, instead of trying to be in sync with all of your friends, you're actually trying to be as different as possible so that there's a range of clues for the person who's it to be able to guess the word that your team is working towards. This one's purely cooperative as well, so you're not playing team versus team. It's actually everyone in the circle versus the deck. So if there's someone who maybe doesn't like the competitiveness as much, they can just play this one instead. So those are some of my favorite games to introduce to larger groups, whether or not I'm playing here at the house or over the internet. If you've got a favorite, drop it below in the comments. Be sure to visit Girls Gameshelf and have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hi, it's Stella.
And Tyrant here.
We have a game, an escape room style game that we've been playing for a while.
That's the Escape Room, the game. Very creatively named.
Yes.
Several versions came out early on with Chrono Decoder, if you've played this one. And it's now expanded into the virtual reality world.
Yes. So this is really good. So you play this with other games. Well, you don't have to. You can have a second phone. So there's a free app there. Escape room style. I find the puzzles really good. They're not too obscure, but not too easy. So this one you can play start, and then you try to find the puzzles leading to this 4-digit. Could be like shapes, numbers, keys, whatever. And then just like put it there, all 4. And then, well, that
tells you whether you're right or wrong.
Correct. So, and then you move on to the next envelope. So,
yeah, so they've now... The base game was fully self-contained, non-app based, and it used that decoder. They've now built an app with the game because you do slot your phone into these virtual reality glasses.
This is really good,
and you can interact with it. So there's a button on here which hits a thing that hits the screen, and it will activate things in the game.
Yeah, so one of the games that, because we play Unlock, Exit and so on, so this is one of our favorite go-tos as well. I don't know, I feel like it's slightly underrated. I think
it is underrated, and I think you can get turned away by the quality of the box. It's not board game quality, but it does belie the quality. It belies the quality of what's inside it. So if you do like the escape rooms, do get on this one as well.
So thanks for watching. We are on Maple University on YouTube and Dash Tower for how to play videos and Pocket Playthrough. See you next time.
All right, we're back, everybody. We're glad to be here, but our power is still out, and the internet's going to turn off soon and everything else. So we're going to shut down here, but VirtualCon is still going on. It's just that I'm going to have locations now to find a place that has power and internet. Z's fine now, so he keep going. But thank you, everybody, for sticking around with us. Sorry about all the technical problems, but that's just the way things are. We appreciate everyone watching and hope you have a great day. Z, any last words?
It was the butler.
All right. Check out our upcoming stuff. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
We'll see y'all next time.
Have fun gaming, y'all.